If the police have asked you to attend a voluntary interview, the first thing to understand is this. Voluntary does not mean casual. It does not mean harmless. And it certainly does not mean you are just going in for a friendly chat. A voluntary police interview is still an interview under caution. You are being questioned because the police suspect you may have committed a criminal offence. What you say can be recorded, analysed and used as evidence. That is why you should never treat it as something you can simply talk your way through. One of the most common questions people ask is, if it's voluntary, why do the police want to speak to me? Sometimes the police already have evidence and want your account. Sometimes they are testing a complaint. And sometimes, frankly, they may not have enough evidence and are hoping that you will give them something useful in the interview. That does not mean you should refuse to attend without advice. Refusing to attend can sometimes lead to arrest, but it does mean you should get proper legal advice before you go anywhere near that interview room. Another common mistake is thinking, I've done nothing wrong, so I'll just explain myself. That is understandable, but it can be dangerous. People under pressure often say things badly. They guess, they try to fill gaps, they answer questions they do not fully understand. In sexual offence investigations, where the issues may involve consent, messages, alcohol, memory, intention, or digital evidence, one careless answer can cause serious damage. So what should you do? First, do not start explaining yourself to the officer on the phone. Do not send long messages. Do not try to persuade them informally, and do not contact the complainant. Second, ask what the allegation is. You may not get full details, but your lawyer can contact the officer and request disclosure before the interview. Third, arrange for a lawyer to attend with you. This is important. Some people ask, can I ask for a lawyer when I arrive? Yes, you can. But in my view, it is far better to arrange advice before the day of the interview. That gives your lawyer time to speak to the police, understand the allegation, and prepare you properly. Your lawyer's job is not to tell you to automatically say no comment, and it is not to tell you to automatically answer every question. The advice depends on the facts. Sometimes answering questions is the right thing to do. Sometimes a prepared statement is better. Sometimes a no-comment interview is necessary. But that decision should be made after proper advice, not out of fear, pride, or pressure from the police. There is another point people often miss. Your lawyer can only advise you properly if you tell them the truth. If you give your lawyer half a story or tell them what you think sounds better, their advice may be completely wrong for your situation. You do not help yourself by misleading the person trying to protect you. It is highly unlikely a decision will be made on the day of a voluntary interview. However, there are several possible outcomes. The police or CPS may take no further action, meaning the case is closed for now. They may continue investigating by checking phones, speaking to witnesses, reviewing messages, or waiting for forensic evidence. Or if CPS believe there is enough evidence, you may be charged and given a court date. In most cases, charging decisions sit with the Crown Prosecution Service. Although police may decide in minor or youth-related matters, the interview ending does not mean the risk is over. So if you receive a call, letter, text, or visit asking you to attend a voluntary interview, take it seriously. Do not panic. Do not ignore it. Do not go alone. And do not assume that being innocent means you do not need legal advice. At Liberty Defence, we represent people accused of sexual offences at the earliest stage of an investigation, including voluntary police interviews. We understand how frightening and isolating this situation can feel, and we deal with these cases discreetly and without judgment. If the police want to interview you, speak to us before you speak to them.